Okay, YouTube, what I have for you today is, it's not an unboxing video, but I wanted you to be sure that I ain't tampered with this knife, because what I want to do is I want to test it in my normal way on a rizzler paper. I want to test it, see what it can do in wood out of the box, and then I'm going to sharpen it, come back and do the test again. So I'm not going to go through the statistics. If you're interested in this knife, you can look it all up. So as you say, it just arrived. Have a quick look at it as far as the quality and edge and stuff. I'm not really going to go into the specs or anything. Right. So let's have a look at our leather sheet. First thing, that looks okay quality, doesn't it? Good enough. You might need this. There. Nice little point. Nice knife. So it's a nice size. Very thin, tapered. Obviously this is the 8CR13 MOV steel, which is normally the bird steel. You know where it's made. I won't go into any of that business. But, so let me put my glasses on. Let's have a look. Obviously my channel's all about convex sharpening and wood carving, really. So let's put my glasses on and have a little look at this edge. Right, so obviously it's a compound bevel. So you always see a tiny scratch, but it's a very small bevel, so that's going to make it difficult to resharpen. Yeah, it's smaller on this side than on this side, slightly. Just about disappears there, the little lump there, which is unsharpened. It hasn't been sharpened right up to the finger choil. Yeah, slight bit of difference. I expect if this would be a steeper angle, bigger bevel, and that's a slightly different angle. Don't know how to describe it. This is a bigger bevel, so I'd say it's a slightly different angle. It's wider at the tip. It's almost consistent, but it's definitely smaller bevel on this side. I would say it's slightly, oh god, I don't know, I don't deal with angles, funny enough, with convex sharpening. I do it all by judgment, so I'm not very good at explaining angles. That would be a steeper, shallower angle. I don't know, like 30 degrees, something like that, and that would be, I don't know, but that is a bigger bevel. I don't know what the angles will be on this. I can't tell you. I don't deal in angles, to be honest with you. I've got a overexposure warning here. I'll just turn down the exposure a little bit more so you can see the blade. Right. Anyway, so let's have a look at it. So it's different. I don't deal in angles, all judgment, so I'm not the person to really describe, but I mean it looks pretty good. Good shot. But let's just have a look at what this is like on this rizzler paper, because I can tell by cutting the rizzler paper what the edge is like and what the profile's like. I mean, it's a very small bevel, difficult to sharpen if you sharpen compound bevels. I don't. So let's have a look anyway. It's even having trouble getting into the rizzler paper. Right, it's in. Yeah, see, that's very good for a compound bevel. There we go. struggles a bit. Once it's in, for perspective, let's have a look at how this does. Delica. So it might seem that I'm drawing it quicker, but I know that this will not do that. See, it's tearing slightly. That's the rough edge. Still very good. Most Spydercos are good, actually. I know people say that's not a Spyderco, that's a bird or whatever. I won't get into that, but it's still very good. It's very well profiled. Let's have a look at it sharp. Carving wood. Why do I keep saying sharp? Let's have a look what it's like here. So let's have a look at our Delica. Just take a couple swipes that off. Just adjust the exposure again. Like a difficult cut would be to take a little slither off there, like that. Let's try the back. Right, let's try it with this knife. Now it's different. See, again, where's the bite angle? The bite angle's there. Ow! Will not. God, I just did. No, it just comes to a. That's better. That's better at the tip. Yes, the bite angle. That's what the compound bevel does. Whereas this knife, you see. Why this knife, you say, well, it's not doing too bad. It's gonna need sharpening very quickly. I can't sharpen this. It has to be stroke sharpenable, and it's also got very fine marks where it's been sharpened with the stone. Well, that'll come out in the wood. That means it's got a slightly serrated edge. It's just, it's sharp. It's just got no. It's the bite angle. It's nothing. You can't blame the knife. You can't expect a compound bevel to really carve wood to any degree. I mean, it's not doing bad. But I couldn't use this. Let's try something more finesse. Let's try and do something. So this spoon here. Let's try and take to finish this. Try to take a little layer off. Pressing really hard with my thumb, whereas the Delica yeah, it's not night and day, it's just I think it's the bite angle. It's sticking in. It's just, you could use it, but it lacks finesse, and it's a bit more hard work than it need be. I think it's the bite angle that does it. It's that compound bevel. It needs to need just a tiny bit downwards. I think this will be blisteringly sharp because, like I said, you know, I'm on this bevel isn't right on this Delica, and it's still doing much better. This bite angle could be lower. I might actually sharpen this today. When I do this knife, I might actually sharpen the Delica as well. So I'll probably be flipping hours doing that. But this, yeah, see, it's not too bad for a compound bevel. Difficult is you can see how hard wood is on an edge. This is going to need sharpening very soon, and I mean, I can't keep taking this to a stone. It has to be stroke sharpenable, which this isn't. it just feels different when I was digging in. It just feels different. It feels like this has finesse and that doesn't. Okay, back again. Very quick knife to sharpen. Probably only took about 20 minutes. Basically, I started on Chaucera 800. That didn't, a bit too coarse for this. So I went to my normal stones, my King 1000 stone, and then a Bester 8000 stone, and then I stroked it up, and here we are. So let's have a look. Right, that's me. Again, it's definitely noticeably sharper. The tip, it tapers off. It's such a the paper. Right, 10 left, I think. That's definitely noticeably sharp. I hope you can see that. It's difficult for you to see because obviously you haven't got any feel. That's the very tip line. All good. So let's have a look at it on what it feels like on a bit of wood now. Zoom out a tiny bit. I'll just put this, it helps your exposure, this just white bit of cleaning rag. Oh yeah. Just so much more control. Slightly different angle, just this is the difference between something that you can get by with and something that's a pleasure to carve with, and this is now a pleasure to carve with. Let's shape it up here, what's it like? See, I wouldn't do that before, so I've got control of the blade. Yeah, much nicer. It's just, I don't know, it's just describe it as a blade with real finesse. What is now capable wood carving tool that's stroke sharpenable. Try to show you the what I've done. It's probably almost impossible to see. Oh god, everything's going to expose now. Very easy because you got a good edged template to go to. I've been able to bring the edge right down now as well. There's a bit of a lump there, so that's come out. Yeah, I think you can see it. It's still a small edge. Really nice knife actually. I think I'm going to carve something with it. Just found out I thought I had some more leather, but I think I've used up all my leather, so I can't carve a strop, so I might carve a spoon with this or something. Anyway, I hope you agree. I'll do one more original test and then yeah, you just cannot argue with that. Much better. Anyway, well, I hope that's of some interest to you. And I will say, if you're thinking of buying this knife, very good price here in the UK. Very well made, and I've done a lot of carving with this steel. It's at 8CR30 mauve. It's fine. So I've got several Baird knives. This is the same steel that Baird uses for their knives. Nothing wrong with it at all. I'd say it's somewhere. It's very much like my Bucks knives. I would say it's a very comparable steel to that Bucks 420 HC. I would say I couldn't tell the difference between either. So they're fine. Edge retention is good enough. I've never had one fail on me. I've never had a chunk come out. I've never had any brittleness or any problems with either the Buck 420 HC or this stuff. I've got, how many knives have I got in this steel? I've got two, at least two, definitely two. And no, I've never had any problems. Anyway, put it back in its case. So it's case light, and put the knife in the case yet. Can't argue for the money. Anyway, hope you found that useful. See you again. Oh, what I'm going to do now, if you're interested, I'm going to give myself a right headache. I'm just going to sharpen one side of this knife, this side here. I'm not going to touch this side. I'm just going to do this side here, and then we'll. I've got several tests, so I can do a side by side, see how much difference I can make. Pushing this back a little bit further.